Yo. I know you can't hear me properly. I'm just turning some things on. Yo, hello. It was a bit longer than I expected, wasn't it? Do. God bless America. Well, that's not going to stay there, is it? Nope, sort of. Will this just work? It has sort of just worked, although I'm a bit randomly dark today. Can I turn this up? Yeah, that's a bit brighter. Yeah. Under the sea, how are thee? Under the sea. How are you all? I hope you're doing very well. Dude, at this point, I'm blaming your camera strangeness on solar flares. I don't know. It just does. It just has a life of its own, and I'm okay with the life of its own. It's fine. Yeah. So I mean, in reality, today I was sort of just planning on making a really quick PDF template that I've sort of already vaguely worked on, rather than say talk about. I've got a random home life. Rather than say talk about how you make them and stuff like that, that never even really properly occurred to me. But I guess it's a fair question. And but I was sort of hoping we could also talk about other potential terrain. I really want to shut this door because when I record, I shut the door. But until Willow comes upstairs, I'm refusing to do that because I will get very hot and bothered. But yeah, so that's the plan. I should have like my PDF set up. Also got a bottle of Sprite today, not sponsored. Although I think they're still made by Coca-Cola, aren't they? It's still the Coca-Cola company. However, we ordered these, we got like a deal from Domino's. Again, not sponsored. And in the deal, there were like 2 bottles of Coke or drink or whatever you wanted, right? And I was like, oh, I'll get Sprite. I've got to say, the Sprite smells of Domino's. Which is fine. I'm not unhappy about it. It's just a confusing smell when you drink it. It's like, it's Sprite and pizza, which is fine. I can think of worse combinations, but yes, that's the thing for today. The actual template that I was making is going to be for some cargo containers, some classic containers. I just turned on my fan, so I'm being blasted with cool air. Fires here are causing a problem with air quality outside, so all the wind. Perkins. Where are you from again? I honestly thought you were in the UK, but I'm not sure whether Oregon. Okay, I'm completely 100% wrong. I do apologise. I don't really know too much about Oregon, so I won't pretend to. The Sprite smells of Domino's. I mean, I'm gonna open the window just because it is quite warm in here. Your brother works as a delivery guy at Domino's, unless he's. Oh, 1 second. Unless he's travelled across the seas. I doubt it was him. Hello, Wapiti. Wapiti. I never know if I'm saying that correctly. I hope you're doing very well. To be fair, let me get you a link to Wapiti's channel. The last video I remember watching of yours, Wapiti, was the Mod Podge one, I think. If I'm correct. Let me get a link. This is Wapiti's channel. Apparently you've made... Oh, so you've used some stuff... Your last videos were making your stuff out of your IKEA bits, I think. Okay, I haven't seen them, if I'm honest. You found... They have a big stash of XPS foam. Maybe don't tell them how valuable it is. Don't let them know. Because now they know. Sorry, Katie was listening to Let It Go with Willow, so that was in my head. They allow you to use it. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that is cool. I never really my school. You know, I was thinking about this. I was talking to my friends the other day, and I was thinking, you know, they should get rid of what we called it DT. Not 100% sure what it's actually called. Like woodworking, basically, I guess is the American phrase from it. You know, like drilling and stuff like that. Get rid of it and replace it with actually useful stuff. Although apparently, I also think they should get rid of, this is going to really sound disrespectful, but if you're in England, we should get rid of the foreign language and learn programming. Like, forget French, German, etc. Like, not many students in the UK, your average student, comes out of high school and can speak any amount of sensible French or German. Now, I appreciate that would apply to coding, but like, at least people might, it's like job material. So it was the IKEA bits, that's sure enough. Hi Darren, how are you today? Hope you're very well. But yeah, like, just get rid of the foreign languages. We're already ignorant as it is, so we might as well just double down on the ignorance and like try and get like useful stuff like tax and stuff like that, and mortgages. We get art 3D lessons. Our current assignment is making a building. I mean, sounds better than my school, I'll tell you that. Somebody's mentioned me in a comment on Instagram, which is interesting because I don't really use Instagram. Oh, they printed out my templates. Cool. I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna say, oh, looking good so far. Looking good so far. Oh, wait, no, I'll actually just say good luck. Good luck. They don't. Unless this is somebody in the chat, I doubt they know it's me. Hello from Texas. I always just use like current knowledge of like current affairs. The last I knew about Texas was there were 2 hurricanes, but then I looked on a map and like Austin, Texas, like large parts of Texas were completely unaffected. That put in sense of the scale of the US in comparison to UK. Because if a hurricane hit any part of the UK, everybody would know about it. Only like in America can one state be hit by a hurricane and other people in the same state just be like, boom. Anyway, I hope you were safe is what I was trying to say, but never really got to that point because I'm crap. You failed my French. I don't know what Fortan 77 is. I do apologise. I hated French at school. Yeah, I did French, but it's like the amount of French I know now is absolutely pathetic. If I would have been taught something like coding, but I'm just going back to coding because it's like a language as a concept, then I don't know, I could have gone into in my work, like maybe it was Visual Basics, maybe it helps me with Excel or something like that, like I don't know, just something. Fortan, I don't know what is Fortan a language? That's how old it is that I've never heard of it. About taxes and mortgages, we get lessons. Oh well, you have a sensible country, I think there, Matt. You love French in school. I mean, I think for the continental Europeans, I think it might make a bit more sense. Britain are a bit more like Mr. Bean. Just like, whatever. Hey, Lee. It's Lee from Leeds. Yes. I hope you're very well. It's an I've already read that. Oh, here we go. Je parle français et tu suis un étudiant dans le monde. By the way, I really like the Tour de France, or Le Tour de France, or whatever you want to call it. But I still have no interest in learning French. Like, it's just not something I'm interested in. I've heard that Finland has a fantastic school system. Well, the UK school system's meh. But then again, it's the quality of the students not particularly high. So there you have it. But yeah, like I do not speak. Well, I speak a word of French, but I don't. Je n'ai pas en français. If you catch my drift. I learned basic Pascal. I don't know what some of these are. Lisp. Prolog. I think Prolog I may have heard of. Cheesy. I mean, let's not be too rude. I'll have to say that. I mean, there is. I don't know if the French even know. But I always presume that there is a bit of a friendly like banter between the French and the English. But I'm not prepared to put that online in case somebody's like, it's racist or something. So it's fine when I'm slagging off the US, like not using the metric system. But I think we've got to be a little bit careful. Just so I don't get any repercussions. You know what everything's like these days. So the topic today was really not actually a proper topic, right? You guys all learning bloody basic languages, basic programming language. I must say I did not do that at all. The topic was essentially a throwaway because I need to make this like template, and I started making it over the weekend, and it's finally I appreciate that it's probably friendly banter and stuff like that, but I just have to be a bit cautious, I guess. The plan was that I would just make it and we'd just chat about maybe future template ideas that I could make and stuff like that. So yeah, that was really the point. But then people were talking about like, how do we make them and stuff like that. So there is a variety of different programs out there that could do it. There was one that I cannot remember. It's like a 2D CAD drawing thing, which I've heard is actually probably really good for it. There's obviously old classic pen and paper method, but I personally use Photoshop, right? And I know it's a bit stupid because it's not really designed for it, but I figure that my templates are generally basic shapes. I'm just doing them as essentially as a way of measurements, say, rather than say like something fancy. Ooh, hi Johan. Template terrain is so nice. Thank you, Ben. Hi, Ben. In Germany, we have a joke about French tanks. They have one. I'm not getting involved. You've Inkscape might make sense. And there's also like the alternative to Photoshop that's free, which is called GIMP. Not as in like a sexual GIMP. I don't know what it's called. It's sort of graphics something. I don't know what it actually stands for. I failed every weekly pop quiz in French in high school. I told the teacher that I was going to quit her class. She refused to accept it. So I took a full year French and never really learned it. I mean, you just get by, don't you? GNU image manipulation program GIMP. Thank you for that. Bring out the GIMP. What is this, Pulp Fiction? I mean, how about a collection of windows and doors on a template sheet with different styles? So yeah, I mean, on what material would you want to cut them out? So I mean, for me, I either do my materials. My basic thought process is I'm either going to do it on card, or I'm going to print it out and glue it to foam board. Now, if you're doing windows and stuff like that, I never really make windows and doors. I think doors I could do, because doors, what I would generally do is I'd make like a foam board door and then glue bits of cardboard to it. So I guess you could, in that sense, cut out some shapes that make all sense. But for windows, I'm not really 100% sure how that would like combine. By the way, I'm going to have some paracetamol. So if anybody wonders what these the white tablets I'm going to have is some paracetamol, which when I was growing up, and I don't know if you're in the UK, I don't know if anybody did this, but in a working class family, we just called them headache tablets. I honestly thought that's what they were called for the longest time, you know. But that was the thing. I think it sort of didn't differentiate between paracetamol and aspirin. Like there wasn't really any combination of the two. But that is what I'm taking. Wismas Bright. Now I can take tablets without a drink. If anybody finds out what you look, I can do it without a drink. I don't know if I can though, because the pressure's on and my mouth's quite dry. Gone. So people find I can take tablets, I can take paracetamol without a drink. People find that a bit weird, but I think it's perfectly normal. But there you go. You could cut out a window cardstock. Yeah, you could. But do you mean would it be like would it have like a gap? I don't know. I think windows I'd have to like consider a bit more. I use rubber glue to attach printed images to foam board. What's rubber glue? I feel like I don't know what rubber glue is. Let's have a look what rubber glue is, because I don't actually know. Rubber glue. Rubber glue. And that paracetamol was gross, by the way, just to let you know. Don't do that if you can avoid it. I do not want to Google. Just rubber glue. There we go. I really still don't know what the stuff. I've Googled it. I still don't know what it is. What is the best glue for rubber adhesion? It's glue for rubber. Makes perfect sense now when you think about it. Where do you get foam board? Where do I get my foam board from? Either I get it from Hobbycraft, right? Because sometimes they have really big sheets of it on sale. If they don't have it on sale, you can get it on eBay really cheaply. I think Amazon's a little bit expensive. I generally have like links to an Amazon thing in my description, but I think it's a bit expensive on Amazon. eBay, you can literally get, let's say 10 A3 sheets for like 10 quid, something like that. You can get a reasonable quantity on eBay, so that's where you go. Where do you get your foam board? It might also be, yeah, that I know. I would normally do it. I would normally have a drink with my tablets. I just wanted to show that I can do it without, because people just look at me like I'm insane when I do it. It would have been a bit easier if my mouth was dry already. So what's it actually for? Rubber glue or cement is dry and not water-based. It sells A3 sheets for €3. One A3 sheet or a pack of A3 sheets. One A3 sheet for €3, I would say, would be a bit high. Maybe. Is this actually for gluing rubber to rubber? That's fine. You'd be drinking. True, and now it's a bottle. See, that's the problem with cans. I spoke about cans before. Yeah, look, I used the last can that I was drinking because I'm gross. But I spoke about cans before. Like, if you were drinking the can that way, right, as in this way, the label on these is away from the screen. Terrible. It should be on this side. But on the bottle, oh, well, you get to decide on the bottle, don't you? Sun, it's awfully bright. Yeah, I can confirm, not sponsored by Coca-Cola, but I am definitely open to open to. I'm not sure why they would randomly sponsor a like small terrain stream. Oh, delicious Sprite, so fresh. Rubber cement can make watertight bounds. Oh, okay. I wonder if you could use that when making like rivers. You know, like, I never heard to ask, why is the sun so bright? It's been dull all day, and then this happens. I wonder if you could use that when doing like resin pours. That'd be pretty interesting. So let's have a look. I'll just, for anybody who cares, what was that? Inkscape may have been the one that I was thinking about before. You can draw freely there. There's also GIMP. Now, GIMP is free, so I can confirm that. I'm gonna burp. These dogs are also getting out of hand. Sun's correct. It's like bloody witching hour. True, I should use more Coke cans in the builds. True, dude. What is the longest project? The longest project I've ever worked on. See, the problem is that because I film them, I think a lot. Sometimes I just take massive breaks. The longest project. I've never really done anything that insanely long. I honestly can't. I can't even give you an answer. I want to say the walkways but it might have been something more along the lines of the bunker. Do you know the bunker that I made? This bunker. Because talking about templates, and this is why I think is I made a template for it, and obviously I didn't just wing it together. I like actually built a template for it, and that can take a while, and then I had to refine it as I went to make sure that it was actually like all right and stuff like that. So maybe that. If I would have done a shed ton of buildings, I'd say the buildings, but yeah, the Imperial Bunker maybe. A URL will not work. Sorry, whoever's trying to post a URL, but that won't work. Pepsi or cola? That's it. Well, I'm a Coca-Cola guy, as you can tell with the innumerable numbers of Coke on cans of Coke on the background. But you know, I don't mind Pepsi. I'm not against it. Not 100% sure what Inkspace actually is, but presumably you can do a template doing there. That template kicked major backside. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I wonder if I can show you. I can't show you right now. I wonder if I can show you. I can't show you, but there's a lot of layers in it, and it's a big pain in my backside. Oh, you really dislike fizzy drinks? I really know I shouldn't drink as many fizzy drinks, but it is what it is. I wonder if we can have a look at Inkspace as like an image, see if we can see what the UI looks like. Oh, it looks like a proper drawing software, so I presume you could make your stuff on the GIMP. I'm basically just going to say it's like a free Photoshop. It's different, but it's free, and apparently it is related to Inkscape in whatever way. I literally have no idea. Although I really enjoy the fact that they've got Lego blocks on there. Is what you make your templates? It's what? Okay. I presume you can do like straight lines and stuff like that. I obviously personally use the Photoshop. Now, I've slightly changed the aspect ratio of this screen because it wouldn't fit on the screen properly. Only slightly, but technically it's slightly off. So if you notice maybe some of the squares not looking like squares, that's why. And this I've not saved over the bunker. I've just not renamed this one. I just copied and pasted it. So the reason straight lines, curvy lines, all kinds of stuff. I'm all about these straight lines, right? So the first thing I did when I was making my templates was I just got this layer, and I think I got it off like the internet somewhere, probably illegally. It's fine. And all it is literally just a grid of 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter stuff. I've not got the grid lines on here because I don't really use them anymore, because I'm not 100% sure you get them back on. Don't really need them. I would Google that when I need to, because I've got this grid on the paper. You can see like it cuts off at the end on this side here, because this is like a standard A4 sheet of paper. So I basically just work on an A4 sheet of paper with a 1 centimeter grid, and literally all I ever do is stuff like lines and squares and stuff like that. I never do anything fancy. It gets a little bit tricky when you use stuff like circles. Like if I was going to do a circle, maybe you wanted this should be relatively simple maths, right? But let's say you wanted a circle, and I'll just get rid of this. We wanted a circle that was 5 mil width. So, well, it's not exactly super tricky, but let's say I wanted, let's do 10 by 10 or whatever, right? Okay, oh well, whatever. I want a 10 centimeter circle, fine. But that's not what I want. It's because I'm on the wrong layer. But I'm also, it's a bit too thick, but it don't matter for this. You obviously, like for a square, you can literally just, it would be 5 mil and 5 mil, and you'd do 10 mil. But for a circle, it's a little bit different and stuff like that, because you've got to like work out the circumference. So there can be a little bit more like problems with circles, but generally I'm just using squares and rectangles because that's all I can really do. Photoshop's a way, like, I really do not use Photoshop to its max potential, for sure, right? But I think like the beauty of it is, for example, what I'm doing here is I'm making like a cargo container. So I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you a cargo container, just for those people who've never seen a cargo container before, which I imagine is no one. Now, this is going to be a terrain classic. Don't get me wrong. I'm very much aware that everybody has done this in their lives. So we're making this, but what everybody seems to do, and I think it makes perfect sense because otherwise it'll look a bit janky, is to do like a rim around your box. So there's many ways of doing it. You could literally just cut individual strips. Fine, I have no problem with cutting individual strips. But the reason I'm actually going to do them, I'm actually going to change this to be 3 in a row. So what I'm actually going to do, if I can find out the right layer, so I actually don't want any of these, let's just get rid of them. What I'm actually going to do is line them up, and the idea here is I'm going to fold them over. So we're going to cut out the middle bit, and we're going to put this over the top of the container. And what I'm trying to achieve there is no like seam lines. Now, it's not even that seam lines are a problem, because technically I don't think your eye will even notice them, and you might even think that the seam lines are better, but I don't want them. So that's the way I'm going to do it. So there's a billion ways of doing stuff like this, so I'm just going to do like this, and this will be, and I'll cut out the middle bit on, oh, you can't see what I'm doing. So I will then cut out the middle bit on here. You can't see my mouse either. Oh, there we go. I will cut out the middle bit here, the middle bit here, and the middle bit here. And then I'll have some very like thin card, and I'll have to drape it over the cargo container. But what I'll also do, and it's not like, the reason I do it is partly just to speed up the video, is I'll also make like a dimension of a box. So the actual shape of the cargo container, I'll say like, you want to cut out 2 of these, 3 of these, 4 of these. And sometimes I'm not actually expecting people to cut out the template and use a template directly. What I'm actually expecting is people maybe to just use it to reference the sizes that I'm doing. But there's all different kinds of stuff you could do. And I would be interested if we've got any ideas for like maybe like other creations I could do. So obviously we said doors and stuff like that, which is fair enough. But I imagine like maybe like a full tavern, or you know what I mean, like actual proper stuff. I will probably fold the lines. Yeah, I'll probably just fold it. Scoring it and then folding it. Probably score it with the back of a knife and then just fold it, so that it's a little bit precise. But yeah, I'm not expecting it to be too difficult necessarily to do that. And as I said, you don't necessarily have to do it. And I will also do the end Obviously, I can't. I'm gonna have to do 2 sheets because this one's gonna be the one and the other one's gonna be the other. But yeah, so it should be easy. So we are and peel the top layer of cardboard off. So what'd be interesting is if you use corrugated cardboard, but you only peeled off some of it. That would be really interesting, but it would be a pain in the backside, I think, really. So what I'm actually going to use is just, corrugated card. I don't know, honestly don't know why the sun has popped out. I'm going to use corrugated card that I've bought. Bought it from Hobbycraft, actually. Well, I actually bought some from Hobbycraft and some online. You can just get cardboard and, peel it off, but and I would be interested to see if you could peel it off in specific areas, but yes. So what we will be using corrugated card, and we'll have a corrugated card cut to the length of this. So it'll be in 3 different sections because it'll be 3 different corrugated card sections. But then it'll be sort of like framed by the card, which is these little strips are 5mm. Now you could, as I said, easily just cut out 5mm strips and just snip them to length. But I'm just going to print them on some card and cut out the middle. Just feel like it's going to be easier, and maybe some people will agree. And plus, considering it's such like a classic bit of terrain, that I almost feel like it's anything that I can do that maybe help a couple of people might be better, because obviously it's such a common piece that people have probably seen it a billion times. So yeah, I'm just trying. Even though it might be pointless to some people, I always try and do it. Yeah. So, I wonder what else, if we could get maybe some ideas. Now, you can't see what I'm doing, but I wonder if I can get a WordPad on here and we maybe come up with some ideas. Because what I'm actually going to do... Actually, no, let's finish it. I'll do it on stream. I hope nobody finds this too boring, because I can appreciate this not being that interesting. But yeah, we'll see how it is. So, I will probably leave that as it is, as one thing, and just maybe move it to the center, because as I said, I'm going to cut that out. And all I did to get these squares was like rectangles like this. It wasn't anything fancy. What I'm going to do is actually remove these out of the group and then close the group and then turn these back on, because that's what I need. Now it's a bit ugly because I'm going to need an extra sheet which is going to have the actual dimensions on. And setting it up like this is actually easy if you were using a machine to cut the card like a laser cutter. Yeah, to be fair, I've never used a machine to do stuff like that, but there was a gentleman whose channel name is escaping me right now, mainly focused on orcs. I want to say Kaboom. Anyway, he had like a little machine that cut like plastic card. Oh my god, some of the stuff that you could do with that stuff was really good. Jonathan Hardman says, I changed the frame design so that you have reinforcements like diagonal beams. You mean like in the corner? I could maybe do it as an optional thing. But I was really, really, really tempted to try and do one that's sort of similar to the GW stuff. By the way, has anybody been playing the Necromunda game? We had a talk about it last week, didn't we? I was really tempted to do like GW cargo containers, but the problem with them are getting these little like 45-degree pieces actually a pain in the backside with foam board. So you can do 45 thingy corner or across the whole container. Oh, you could do that. I could easily do that as like an option. So you mean stuff like these X's here? You could maybe do like a big X. Would be interesting. The key cards from hotel keys are a great source of... I mean, I feel like you're stealing. But yes, fair enough. Yeah, so it was the diagonal pieces that put me off doing this. But I was really like hella tempted, shall we say, to do that. It's just the problem is actually a maths thing that I don't quite understand. Maybe you guys actually know enough, but Yeah, so I understand that as well, Ben. It was just because a lot of people have already done the standard looking ones, whereas the GW ones may not have been. See, so let me show you my problem that I don't quite understand the maths of. Now, I don't know. I don't get it. So let me just do. These are the kind of things that I end up that I deal with. So let's just say we have this. Let's just put it there. Let me just duplicate it briefly. You can't see what I'm doing. That's always good. I prefer. Oh, you've already said that. I gather the plastic ties from bread bags. Yeah, they look really good on like D&D doors. I always see that. So let's just duplicate this layer. Could you use craft wire for the cross struts and just glue them on? What's craft wire? Because you could. So what I want, let's say you wanted to rotate this, and let's say you wanted to rotate it by 45. Right. Were these line up? Now, this lines up. Well, you see what I mean, right? So the problem is, traditionally you would do a 45-degree angle cut. So you'd be left with, something like this. Can I? Stupid Photoshop. Stupid Photoshop. By the way, I do pay for Photoshop, just before anybody questions that. I'm not happy about it. So, like, if you cut this line down here, I don't know the maths, I don't understand it enough, right? But let's say you did like a line. Why is that so thick of a line? What? Width. Just give me width. What? Nope. Just 4, I don't know. Anyway, just so my point being, if you then cut this part here, this left part here, you'll end up with this little corner piece. If you cut it perfectly 45 degrees, you don't end up with it matching exactly what you need it to match, like it's almost too thick. Now, I guess the actual correct solution would be to cut both of them as 25 degrees, but then we're talking like insanity. So I do not generally like doing. Now, it was okay for the bunker, because for the bunker I was going to cover it in with filler and stuff like that, but 45-degree angles are a massive pain in the backside. That's all I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say. The trick with good foam core board is not cutting it all the way through. This allows you to have joints. You don't need to worry about the 45-degree cuts. Yeah, so you could like score it and actually like just cut it. So 20, yeah, sorry, whatever degree I said. So half of 45, 22.5 degrees. If you could cut both the foam boards at 22.5 degrees, it would work perfectly, right? Well, I presume it would. Let's prove this. Let's prove the maths. And but the problem with it is it's difficult to do. That actually don't make any sense. My test there wouldn't have worked, because I'd just end up with, either way, let's just presume that it would work. But you see my point. So if I was then doing like the cargo containers here and trying to do these 45 degree cuts, you'd end up with a little bit of an overlap, and that's the thing that put me off. So this is a big problem for my templates. Basically, this concept here that I don't quite understand, this is a problem, and it's this little triangular bit here. Yeah, it's now if you're doing like a hot wire cutter, if I was using XPS foam, I could do both of them exactly 22.5 degrees or near enough, and it would work so nicely. But I never try and actually build stuff in 22.5. I never try and build stuff where you need to do like precise cuts like 22.5 degrees, because it would be an absolute pain in the backside. So yeah, there you have it. They sell it at Hobbycraft because I use it on basis for empty bullet cases. Craft wire. Let's have a look what craft wire is, because they sell it at Hobbycraft and I'm interested in craft wire. Hobbycraft. I've not been a good husband today. I didn't bring the bin in. I'm a bad man. I completely forgot. Craft wire. Oh, it's just steel wire. I have some of this hobby wire, I think. I have some of that somewhere. Not in reach, I don't think. But that'd be interesting. the reason this is interesting because you might need it for the doors of the, or you might want it for the doors of the whatever it's called, the cargo container. So, yeah, so I don't have all the answers when it comes to PDFs and stuff like that because, quite frankly, as I said, some issues are a little bit like I might be able to understand them mathematically, but they are problematic pragmatically. I just wanted to see if I could get, the alliteration of problematic, mathematically, pragmatically, whatever, guys. Okay, I'm here all day. So that's that. That's one problem I face. But I still like the idea of templates nonetheless because, as I said, like, it really helps me. It just speeds up, right? It speeds me up, and it speeds up the video because I get to forego having to explain stuff because I don't have to say this cut was exactly 12.35 millimeters, which I have done stuff like that in the past. Like, for example, the bunker. Let me show you a couple of things for the bunker that were more problematic than people probably understand. I always talk about it on these streams that there's a lot more work that goes into this than people probably appreciate, right? But on this bunker, for example, and it's never going to focus because it never does focus. This front bit here, right, looks easy. This one's actually wrong because I actually did it slightly wrong, but it didn't really matter. So let's have a look at this one here. It looks like a simple concept of 5mm here and 5mm there, 5mm across. But the actual maths in that were a little bit tricky. And I think it's 22.5 degrees that I've had to do. But yeah, so that there's an interesting way of doing that, which was basically to split the difference of that problem that we just had on the screen. You sort of had to split the difference and make it so that it wasn't a perfect, it wasn't exactly under it, it wasn't exactly across, it was sort of halfway between the two. So it is possible to do stuff like that, but the reason I did it with this is so that I was going to try and make it so that it could go all the way across without any seam lines or join lines, but quite frankly with CAD it's simply not possible to do that. So I ended up settling with 3 different things, which was one on the top, one on the front, one on the top, one on the back. Now the stupid stuff the one on the back is shorter than the one on the top because it's not traveling as far, because it's not as big. So yeah, I try and keep all the difficult bit out of the video. That's generally, if I'm making a template, it's generally because there's something that I don't want somebody to calculate, and that's not necessarily true in this container bit because I'm just doing it because I will personally find it easier. But that doesn't necessarily mean it is easier. So let me add on, let me do this. So I don't know how this will work, so just bear with me a second. I'm going to add on a window capture. Window capture, and oh, that is exactly what I wanted. Notepad. Ooh. Ivavu. So the idea being is that if we have ideas, so doors and windows, it's a bit zoomed out in it, to be fair. Can I zoom in on Notepad? Nope. Yep, of course I can. I wanted maybe do a tavern. I don't know if a tavern's actually worth doing a template for, but that's the journey and the process that we go on. Ooh, Willow coming. Is Willow coming? Is she a sleepy girl? No. Can I take her briefly?
You can take her briefly.
I sure will. She did sort of sound like she might have puke urinated. Oh, watch your head, Wills. This is Willow. That's you on the screen. Let me lift you up by your bum. There you go. This is Willow. You're now famous, Willow. You are a famous Willow. Look at that cute face. Have you ever seen a face like that? You have, because she looks like me. She looks like me, doesn't she? She's exactly like me. Me and Will's both cute. She looks traumatized. She's a cute. Oh my god, baby! Oh, She's looking for the mama. Mama, what is this dada doing to me? What is this dada doing to me? Mama now trying to tidy up whilst I've got her. It will play you a bit. I'll throw you about a little bit. Let's lift you up. Let's go. She's gorgeous. You looking at yourself on the screen? Mama here. Mama go smile to Will so she smiles. She's a smiley girl. Okay, you can take it back. You have essentially nailed that, Perkins. She's 5 months and 7 days. So there she is. Sorry, there you go. That's Willow. She's got big eyes, big eyes. Unlike me, by the way. If anybody ever noticed, if you really want to hurt my feelings, I'll show you. My eyes. I don't know what it's called. There's a condition, I think. But if you look at my below my eyebrows, but above my eyelashes, if you notice, my eyes are very droopy. That's a good shot there. Like my eye sort of, I don't know what it's called. The bit between my eyelash and my eyebrow sort of droops over my eyes for whatever reason. Hopefully she won't get that and she'll just remain cute. Yo, hi Michael. Hope you're doing very well today. For Infinity Terrain, I bought a box. I bought boxes with lids for the Dollar Tree, literally $1 for everything, and then printed out some cool graphics. Oh, nice. I would like to see that. My dad is a doctor and my brother is a nurse, so I get a lot of baby talk. I hate talking about babies. If I'm honest, I don't really like babies. Toddlers and children are fine, but babies are fine. Mostly boring, but she is cute. To be fair, so she's very cute. So she's cute. She's cute. Let's not beat about the bush. She's cute, isn't she? To be fair, doesn't take after her mother at all. Looks only like me, so that's a problem considering she's a girl. Yeah. So, I don't like diapers. To be fair, Katie does most of all the hard work. I just get the fun times. What else could we make templates for? I guess is really the interesting question. If I'm honest, for the maybe babies are boring. Let's admit it. I think I've used small priority boxes from UPS for terrain and shipping containers. Very useful if you've and free if you're in the States. Yeah, to be fair, I saw somebody and I saw a video of this. It was a bit too big for my liking, but they had like a very Willow being loud now. She's cute and everything, but she's loud. It was like I can only think of it as like a big cracker box. It was like long and thin, but they turned it into a cargo container. I was like, oh hot damn, that's the hard work already done for you. The measurements that I'm going with my cargo container, it's going to be 15 centimeters long and 7 centimeters wide. We're not using inches. Lunatics. Templates for a gas station or a fast food joint. Sorry, petrol station, gas station for Imperial users. Truly true. Yeah, they were 50 and they came. They were 15 months and when they were 22 months. The problem with that is like they always talk about the terrible twos, and it's basically what you're walking straight into. So I hope that went fine. Imperial system here, yeah. What's weird is I actually don't mind the Imperial system too much, but I don't mind it for like weight because I don't a kilogram and a pound. I don't really talk about weight that much, but when we're trying to weigh Willow. She was like, 9 pounds, 3 ounces. And you're like, I don't know what that is. Kilograms is just a bit easier in some ways. And I don't mind it. The one I specifically don't mind is speed. I cannot understand kilometers properly. I'm so ingrained into miles per hour. But I think logically, the metric system is just far better, basically. Second was a bit rough. Fair enough. What was the other fast food? I like the idea of fast food. They're a bit like they're very specific to a modern age, aren't they? Or like urban. I can't really imagine them in a 40k universe for whatever reason. Fast food place. Divide kilos by 2.2 to get pounds. No, and then this is like Celsius to Fahrenheit, where you've got to you times it by 2 plus 22 or whatever it is, plus 17. Just use metric in it. My little boy's 2.5 and it's an awesome age. Well, that's good. I think like I don't understand terrible twos. I think terrible twos is possibly like when they start walking and sort of talking, and you just have to be a bit more alert with what they're going to do so they don't injure themselves and stuff like that. 5 miles is 8 kilometers. 5 miles is 8 kilometers. I just understand miles instinctively for whatever reason. Fast food is called fast food because it's fast rather than it's food. True, big true. I'm a big fan if you catch my drift, and getting bigger. A big fan of fast food. A gobble food, taco food. You know, I actually like that gobble food stand because I mentioned this last week. I've been really tempted about Blood Bowl, guys. I don't know how you guys feel, what games you play. Probably mainly 40k because I do mainly 40k terrain. But I'm really tempted by Blood Bowl lately, especially with Blood Bowl Season 2 coming out, which basically, I want to call it 3rd edition, but you know what I mean, whatever it is, the new version of Blood Bowl. If anything, when I finished the stream, I was really tempted to just play Blood Bowl on Steam because I was like, I fancy it. Fruit. It all fits like Necromunda, and Necromunda the game is out now on Steam. I don't know how well it's doing on Twitch, but there you go. Yo ho! I don't know what I'm doing. Steve's in the house. I hope you're doing well, Steve. From, did you say you were from Edinburgh? It's either Edinburgh. I'm pretty sure it's Edinburgh rather than Glasgow. And if I've got that wrong, I'm expecting to get bottled. So I hope you're doing all right, Steve. 2-year-olds move fast and put things in their mouth, so parents learn to have ninja fast skills. Yeah, to be fair, I think I've got good dad reflexes. Like whenever we've been around somebody else's kids, I always end up looking after them because I like kids. So there's been many instances where they've like nearly injured themselves, and I'm just like randomly alert to it. Like one when we were at a wedding, and the kid picked up the giant knife to cut the cake. I was like, that's not a power cut. I just need to put in the thingy. Anyway, I was there instantaneously. Maximum professionalism, guys. Bear with me. Maximum professionalism retained. 30 miles east of Edinburgh, so close enough and far enough to Glasgow. Fair enough. I'm going to just say you're from Edinburgh because I'll never remember. When it comes to food, you can have 1, good, 2, fast, 3, cheap. So the problem with that, Raymond, is like that is a classic concept. And it's essentially the concept that I try and battle with on the channel. Obviously, like exactly the same three concepts is good, speed, or time, and money. They're the 3 things I try and deal with on the channel because I'm trying to do all 3, which is tricky, but basically we're trying to do all 3 and doing the best we can to get all 3, which I do find interesting. The UPS small flat boxes are 22 times 13.8 times 5 centimeters. Ish. So the thing is with the cargo containers, you sort of want them to be a cuboid. I don't know. You want a square and then a rectangle. Man, I'm very bad with maths. When I was 2, I learned you have to shout "No, no, no" as you rip all the books off the bookcase. I do think that is pretty vital to it. I put 50. So basically, the reason the light went off there is because when the light is fully it's got a battery in it and a power adapter. When it's fully charged, 100% battery, and the power cable is in, the light starts flickering because it's like, oh, I've got all the power I need. Don't know why it's flickering. I should probably get a better light. So I then unplug it so I can have the light without the flicker, and then it runs out, and then I plug it back in. It's a relationship me and the light have. Speed, weight, drugs. It does help to focus when building terrain. You know, I don't drink or do any. I don't even drink alcohol or anything like that. But I do find it funny. Like I think like Maniac and stuff like that have done painting models whilst drunk. I cannot think of anything worse. Dance light, dance. Adderall or a variant of it would be interesting, considering that's sort of what it's designed to do. That'd probably help with terrain, because I'll tell you what, my sometimes I just really can't concentrate on the terrain, so it is what it is. So I really like these ideas, by the way, but I'm not necessarily sure I would do it as a template. I think I might just do them as like actual pieces of terrain. As templates go, I'm not 100% sure what people have. You know, there's I don't know if you guys are aware of the German. Can't remember the name of the channel because it's in German, I think. There's that German channel that's basically doing XPS, a book of XPS builds. Now, obviously, XPS has a lot more highly detailed stuff you could do. And I was like, I wonder if I could do a book of PDF foam board builds. Well, apparently not, because I don't have enough ideas, but you know what I mean. Just huff the glue. I think I'd be completely off my thingy. Check out mini painting while drunk. Yeah, that's not for me. I barely I don't drink anymore, but yeah. It's weird though. Like, I want to enjoy somebody like Miniac, and I'm sure it's like entertaining. But because I don't paint miniatures, or at least I try and not paint them well, there's almost no point in me watching. Really, I don't really get it. Yes, so you're right there. We're Wapiti. Yes, Tabletop Workshop. Yeah, they're doing a book of XPS builds. Now it's mainly going to be using like a foam cutter, so it's completely out of the realm of like me. But I do like the idea of maybe doing like at some point, and not anytime soon, because it would take a while, like a book of foam board PDFs. And the way that I would get it to work, for 40k you went for Necron pieces. Yes, I just put my Necron stuff in the loft. But yeah, so I did that. I did a piece of foam board Necron stuff. It is definitely possible. So I was the book of PDFs. Oh, so this, by the way, I don't know why this has started, but basically if somebody's subscribing to the channel now, the YouTube channel, at the same time as I'm doing the stream, it's now giving me an alert. Now, I don't really want that, because I suspect some people could be subscribing to the channel who aren't watching. So, yes, that's doing something that I didn't necessarily intend it to. And the way that I would do the book would be, you'd get a book that I'd tell you that would explain it, but you wouldn't actually get the templates in the book. Well, you would, so you'd always be able to make one from the book, but basically the templates would just be online for free. So the reason that would be the case would be so that you could do multiples of them. And like, imagine if you just had a book of a template and you only got one crack at it and you messed it up, you'd be a bit devastated. So it would be a book, but still with the free PDFs for everybody. So it'd be interesting. I don't know if I could even do it, but it is what it is. I don't know what they are. Also, you did. Oh, I don't know what a mastaba is, but the monoliths and stuff like that. I would doing a. I mean, I'd be interested in seeing those Perkins on the Facebook group if you could. I just out of curiosity. You don't have to. You could maybe throw in some things like a church. Yeah. So when I do tavern, yeah, like we can D&D is on the table, guys. I don't want to rule out D&D. A church was definitely on the table. Market stalls, yeah, we can do D&D stuff. Yeah. See, David B, probably not watching the stream, and I think I'm gonna have to turn that off because it's gonna sound big-headed. The channel's doing quite well, so people are now subscribing more frequently, which means we're gonna get slightly interrupted by that, if that makes sense. I'm just actually going to just copy and paste Steve's, because there's quite a lot of them. I might even put Steve, just so I know if I do it, what we're doing, because that's quite a few. I'm not doing a TARDIS. I'll just delete that one right now. I'm not doing a TARDIS. Sure, I get stuff posted. I would feedback. Yeah, so just a slight caveat to the Facebook group is Facebook doesn't show me everything these days. I think because more people are posting on the group. So if I miss it, I'm terribly sorry. I'm not trying to miss it. You can always tag me. My real name is Jason Cunliffe. That's my real name. There you have it. You maybe throw in things like church, apartment, and apartment block. I quite like that's definitely 40k as well. Apartment. 40. I don't know what. Yeah, okay. I'd have to have a look at these, but you know what? Because I've only done a ruined building. I've not actually done a proper building, if that makes sense. Yes, breaking the fourth wall. I mean, that is my real name. I can't go arguing against it. So you can just tag me in stuff. Plus, there's no point me even trying to hide my name if you can literally join a Facebook group and I will comment. It's like I'm not refusing anybody into the Facebook group, so my name is freely available, basically. Oh, see, Darren, I like some of these would fit into Marvel Crisis Protocol, obviously. And what's weird is my Marvel Crisis Protocol terrain did really well, so I really probably should visit it. I know, I really should, but I'm really lazy and don't want to do it. Car wash. I mean, if I was doing MCP, I mean, I could do car wash. I might put all the ones that I don't want to do, I might put here. So, because that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not against Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff. It's just at the minute, I think, and this is again breaking the fourth wall. I'm a little bit biased towards 40k and D&D, specifically for the channel. I'm not gonna sit here and deny that. They are the two most popular terrain things that I can do in terms of like gaming. Obviously, there's trains, but I'm not a train guy myself at the moment, so there you have it. You've done a lot of Necron stuff recently. Eldar, you know, this, well, I like it. You know, Eldar. So the reason I did Necron stuff is because Necrons are around, but I'm trying to do stuff timed. So I really want to do. I'm going to call them Dark Eldar, even though they've got a stupid name now. But yeah, I do need to do stuff like that. Raymond says, yeah. So I have some ideas. I'm completely ready. Sometimes I already have the idea, so in my list of ideas, I'll just put like Eldar terrain. And what I'm sort of waiting for is that moment where Eldar are like in the consciousness a little bit, and then I'll bosh out a video. So I was talking about Orc terrain the other day, and what I've realised is that there's no Orc stuff being released in October. So I don't know if it's worth waiting till next year, when that book will happen, or maybe I should just do one Orc stuff. So I've done some Orc stuff. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I have got all my toys. Well, I've not got all of them, but I've got some of them. There's plenty of faction specific stuff I could do, but I am trying to like time it. The TTS League has helped over the lockdown. People have really enjoyed TTS, I've got to say. You've been gone, did I mean? No, Ben, nothing important, nothing. Ben, nothing important happens on this channel. I thought you would have known this by now. I did have Willow on the channel. Vehicle Workshop. So yeah, Joseph. I have two Orc terrain ideas that I'm pretty happy with, which is one of them is the Orc Tower, and the other one is the Orc Mech Shop. And yeah, I've got some of my toys. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not necessarily looking. I just would like to time that with a release for Orcs, if that makes sense. GW though not doing October this year, it seems. Yeah, so they could do Steve, yeah, but those Necron books are coming. The Necron and the Space Marine book, I believe, are coming out next month in October. I think some cranes would be cool. The containers, maybe you could make containers onto a crane. Yeah, by the way, just to say that I'm already planning a couple of videos. So I'm going to do cargo containers, barrels. Maybe that's it. I was going to do a third, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I've got it written down somewhere. But yeah. Watch the Avengers for Street ideas. Yeah, I'm always curious about that new video game. Hey, you know what I was tempted to look at as well? Yeah, the problem with that, Joseph, is I'm not really 100% sure how to do the actual satellite. I need to find a way of doing a satellite that everybody could use. Now, there is the temptation of doing like a big 2-litre bottle of Coke, and maybe doing that, but I don't have a good way of doing that. By the way, I'm never doing cars. I'm not making cars because I just won't be able to do that. I just don't have the skill. Yeah, let's go on Twitch a second. I want to have a look at the Necromunda game. See, I'm not seeing who's streaming specifically. I don't know anybody. Sorry if this plays. I don't mean to do that. Necromunda. I felt weird the other day because I just searched Necro and I was like, I need to be a bit more careful with what I'm searching there. Hi Zach, hope you're doing all right today. How are you? He's doing Necro. This Andy Davo is already. He does a lot of Blood Bowl. He's doing PvP already. What a legend. Let's just randomly watch somebody stream. What is Mastaba? Mastaba is an ancient Egyptian tomb made of mud brick. Oh, that sounds interesting. Semisphere plastic containers. They are common enough and would make some. A semisphere plastic container. I don't know exactly what that would look like, Ben, but let me have a look. I'll see if I can Google this. A semisphere. Oh, that's a bit expensive. Ooh. Ooh. So, ooh. The problem with that is, can you drill through it? Because you would need to have, you'd want to have a hole going. Maybe you would. Okay, let me just write. Let me actually just. You won't be able to see what I'm doing, but I'm gonna put satellite. Can't spell. Don't bother me. I know you can't actually see what I'm doing, but there you go. Mastaba. Mastaba. I better be careful. For the record, there are other kinds of antennas out there. Yeah, I know there are other kinds, but it's hard to look past the classics, if that makes sense. Oh, this is mature audiences only, but I'm considering I'm muted. Why are we watching in 380p, mate? I wanted to see an example of some gameplay. Here we go. Yeah, so we got barrels. We're already thinking about barrels. That's fine. And yeah, see, we're getting. I'm gonna have to turn the subscription thing off. I do apologize. So when people are subscribing to the YouTube channel, when I get in an alert, which I appreciate is annoying, it's good because we've had 3 subscribers whilst I've been streaming, so you can imagine the channel's doing quite well. Yeah, that's a slight problem. I'm talking about different ones. We call them Tupperware. What do we call that? Tupperware? Tupperware? I feel like Tupperware is but what did you call them? A semisphere. I don't know if we have semisphere Tupperware. Oh, I see what you mean. Obviously, this isn't. I'm not paying 52 quid for it. Obviously. Tupperware. It's cool to see the new stubs. Yeah, it's cool. It's nice. It is happening and stuff like that. But it's not really relevant to the stream in the weirdest possible, nicest way. Yeah. So something like this, obviously you can't see this because it's super bright for whatever reason. Ooh, cookies. Obviously, I appreciate there's no cookies, but if you're in the UK and you go to a supermarket, you'll get stuff like that in there. Cookies. It's like a gold brick building. That is really good. It does sound cool, to be fair. I'm interested in seeing it. Did you know there used to be a Tupperware parties? Yes, I did. I did sort of know about that. Hi, just Kev. Hope you're doing all right today. How are you? How about a yogurt tub? Yogurt tub. Yeah, there's some ideas there. It's not necessarily immediately on my list. Cookie is American for biscuit. Cookie is American for biscuit. Wait, is it not the other way around? No, wait. Is biscuit not American for cookie? Steve? Is it? Oh, wait. Okay. Keep working out. See if I can do it. Who's from Texas? Who was it who said they were from Texas? Who before said they were from Texas? And I was like, Texas is a big place. Let me see if I can very quickly find that. Raymond is from Texas. That's why you're telling me. There you go. Okay. I don't mean to offend you. I feel like I'm just going to sound incredibly racist. I do apologize. Y'all be down. Y'all be going down to the NASCAR. Y'all. I do apologize for that. Banned off Twitch again. There you go. Well, this guy's got some Russian chat. I didn't realise that. I really might buy this game just to steal the terrain. Like he's got maximum offensive. True, whatever. UK folks say biscuit. We say cookies. So yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So like any kind of like a biscuit would be digestive, hobnob, rich tea. These you'd call them cookies, and that's why you're wrong because a cookie is. By the way, there's a classic 40k container. A cookie is chocolate chip cookies, if that makes sense. So, there you go. Y'all don't know your biscuits with gravy. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, I might buy this game just to look at terrain. Biscuit frozen flower what? Yes, so that's also insane. That's mental. Just so you know. But yeah, by the way, the Necromunda game. I mean, I'm not sure it's necessarily my kind of game, but what is the difference between a cookie and a biscuit? I mean, they're essentially the same thing, but I would say a cookie is generally like pretty hard and crunchy. And in the UK, a cookie essentially has to have something in it. So it basically has to be like a chocolate chip cookie. We wouldn't, if I said to somebody a cookie, they would know that it had chocolate bits in it, if that makes sense. So there we go. I mean, I don't know what the actual proper difference is, but that's what I would say. Yeah, so, hey, randomly, can I talk very briefly about barrels? So, the one problem I have with I have a couple of problems with the brass coupler barrels, if anybody's familiar with these as barrels, right? We talked about them last week, so I'm not just... A biscuit goes soft in air, cookies go hard. That's like the classic Jaffa cake thing, isn't it? But we will not get... Them's fighting words. I mean, we've already lost a war to America once. I don't want to lose a second. Although I think I might right now, I'm not sure with somebody's incompetence, so we might stand a chance. Biscuit is French, meaning twice baked. True, Adrian, and I believe isn't that why at a French concert you'll hear I think the French shout bis for like twice. I think I saw that on QI, so they'll go bis because it means again twice basically, which I always found interesting. This stream is basically just me slagging off Americans, it seems, and trying to offend them. I literally have no idea why. It just happens naturally. I'm sorry, guys. So the problem with these, and I'm not going to be able to show you them, is twofold. One, they come with like engravings on the brass couplers, and two, the second problem I have is that you can't do like a damaged one. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm going to smash one with a hammer. I'm going to smash one with a hammer to see if I can bend it, but it's pretty solid. Now, there was a couple of methods you can get. If you can use like really large plastic straws, you can do that and do the detailing yourself. But yeah, they're the two problems I have with these, because you won't be able to do like damaged barrels, which is a shame. But it is what it is. I also got these, which are basically the same thing, but slightly better. Links will be provided when I actually do them. Hammer that brass. Exactly. I'm all about that brass. No copper? I don't know. Jaffa cake boxes make good bases for containers. Jonathan, that's interesting. I think in my head, instinctively, I say they're a bit small, but depending on the scale, I definitely think that would be true. Maybe not for 40k this day and age with giant Primaris Space Marines, but there you go. You learn something new every day, right? Yes, you do. You do. Well, I don't, but some people do. Carbide cutter wheels for a Dremel would cut them up. Yes, but I'm not going to use a Dremel. It goes against everything I believe in. It is weird, because at some point I plan to let myself go and buy materials and do all kinds of stuff. But for now, I'm all about those three things we spoke about and trying to keep them quick, cheap, and good. They're like the classic things that I really want to do. Yeah, and buying Dremels and stuff like that ain't going to help me. But yes, that is basically the plan of attack. And yeah, so let me get back to this. Hi Hagen. Hagen. Now, if you're Scottish, I would say Hagen, but I guess it's more like Hagen. I apologise if I'm butchering your name there. Don't worry, as I said before you came to the stream is absolute nonsense most of the time. So do not worry, you've missed out on absolutely nothing, because nothing interesting has ever happened on this stream. You might be able to use filler. So Perkins, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to sand it, then I'm going to use filler, and then I'm going to re-sand it. That's how I'm going to try and get rid of the letters. I'm also going to smash it with a hammer, which, is great fun. Hagen Hinkle, hey there you go. Get stronger, just bend them. I mean, have you seen these guns? Look at that flat. That is literally me. Billboard, Josie, I once did a 3D printed billboard, but I actually like the idea of doing a billboard at some point. Billboard Baggins. That just doesn't make any sense unless you know the song. Yeah, look at these. Look how flat that remains. I used to have like actual muscles, both on my calves and stuff like that, but then I like injured myself and then just never got back to any kind of fitness. So yes, weak. I am one of the, and I've got no belt. I make, I'm not embarrassed to say this. Well, I'm slightly embarrassed. I'm one of the weakest men that I know. In fact, I would say I'm probably the weakest man that I know. I'm very weak. I'm physically not strong. I have got a weight. We will train Jay. The little one will grow. Exactly. So I have been using a weight to sort of help me there. You might try using perfect plastic putty. It can be smooth with water. I don't know what perfect plastic putty is, but I normally just use like Das Clay and Milliput. But makes sense. That sounds interesting. You quit a few broken oil containers. Yeah, so I want to do the oil containers. Oh, using epox. Oh, that is. My name is very German, but you spell it. You say it correctly for someone who speaks English. Oh God, I mean, we spoke about foreign languages. I'm an ignorant Brit. I do apologize. Like I speak only English. I'm terrible. I'm weak. I'm feeble. I'm terribly in the mind department. I don't have many strong elements. You have a baby, that's right. Chain fences, dumpsters. Oh, I'm just going to write Steve's ideas down because if I don't, he'll find me because he knows my real name and he doesn't live that far away from me relatively to a lot of people. So I have written that down. Although you have put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle van, which I'm almost certainly not going to do. Got my little 5 kilogram weight, Anna. Can't do very many of these. Not gonna lie, you can see how often I use it. I've got some fluff on it. I've actually had it quite a long time, and very rarely do I use it. But lately, I've been doing like every day. I've been going. You can't see what I'm doing. I've been doing like what they call reps. I've been doing reps. Hagen sounds like Northern Germany. Oh, Wapiti is from Germany as well. You two might live near each other. Did you say you were from Bavaria, Wapiti? Or have I got the wrong person? And then I do this. I go, oh, you can see my hairy, sweaty pits. Oh, this is a workout stream, guys. Bicep curls. There you go. Classic German name. What's sad is like a classic German name sounds cool. Hagen. Classic British name, John. And well, to be fair, we have a John in the chat, don't we? But I don't like John's not. Weirdly, I don't put John as an American name. Randy's like the American name that I think of. John, Steve, Brian. How many English names can we get in there? Very German lady. No, come on now, Steve. We've got Germans in the chat. I do apologise. You're originally from Lower Saxony. Geography also not a strong point. Basically, I'm not very knowledgeable on anything. It is what it is. Like, yeah, I do feel like as a Brit sometimes we're so like uncultured. What's weird is, and I spent I did Camp America. I've mentioned this before, and I spent 3 months in America, and I shared the same room with this German guy, very friendly, very lovely guy. Hi, Greg. I hope you're doing very well. And can't take you in guns anywhere. Well, at least I'm not a drunk, so we've got that going for us. Anyway, this German guy, I very quickly realised, and no offence to the Americans here, but we obviously. We speak the same language, Americans and the English and stuff like that. But I think culturally, the UK is sort of a lot more similar to the Europe than America. But I think like English people probably feel because of the culture that we're closer to Americans. But really, in terms of like ideals and behaviors and stuff like that. I feel more like European. But then again, it's I don't read German newspapers. I don't watch German TV. I don't read the French newspapers or anything like that. So I think culturally, ideologically, we're more sort of European. But mentally, I think we're sort of like, as a culture, we sort of envision, we're so used to the American culture that we probably think, oh, we're more like that. But really, I feel like we're more European. So there you go. The Germany party on the North Sea. So is that near the Netherlands? Yeah, there's also a whole ocean between us. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, true. Still morning in Texas. It makes sense. I guess you're probably quite a few hours behind. Although it must be like near dinner time, 12 o'clock, whatever. Same language as Scots don't even speak the same as the English. Exactly. I mean, well, like, yeah, true. But like culturally, I'd say like English and Scots like relatively similar enough. But yeah, sure. I just think like with America, like I think the main reason I think people associate or are more inclined to be culturally American in a sense is because of the culture. TV, films, all that kind of stuff, music, a lot of it is, American influence. And I don't really feel that in line with a lot of the values and stuff like that. I feel more like, I think we're probably more culturally similar to Europe in the sense that we've had all the wars and stuff like that. So there you have it. That's the way I personally feel. 70k to the Netherlands. Now I need that in miles. So that must be about 4 miles. No, it must be 4 point. Going off what somebody said before, it must be like 4.2 miles, something like that. So relatively close neighbour. There you go. I blame the 50s and the 80s. The 50s and the 80s. What a hell of a time. I was born in the mid 80s. By the way, it was my birthday yesterday. Can't believe none of you knew. Come on, guys. What are you doing? The prize. Pick on the Americans again. Hey, just pick on the Americans. It's too easy right now, isn't it? I really should do something. Can you say... no. I would say oh, God. Ike Hornchen? Ich Hornchen? Ich Hornchen? Maybe? No idea. The word that no one... It's the word that no one who speaks English can pronounce. Oh God, no, I can't. I want to say ich, as in like ich bin Berliner and stuff like that. But I mean ich Hornchen, maybe. But I've literally no idea. Yeah, it was my birthday yesterday. I'm not lying. Thank you, by the way, for people who say my birthday. I turned. Oh God, shall I even tell you how old I am? It's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. Johan, I live near. I'm going to try and pronounce this. Ossenbrook, near Enschede. It was my brother's birthday too. Apparently, I think the most common birthday in the world, the most common birthday date, I think, is the 10th of September. So the 7th of September, pretty high. Eichhornchen, squirrel word, no German can say. Oh, squirrel. Okay, Germans can't say squirrel. Okay, sorry. Is the German... Oh, wait, no, they can say squirrel. Sorry, I misunderstood. 35. Oh, Perkins, I am exactly 35. Why would you say this? Are you saying that just based on how I look? Are you saying I look 35? This is embarrassing. I thought I looked younger than that. 4 days before my... Oh, Seb, I don't want to slag you off, but I think you've got a pretty common birthday. Also, I feel like you were born on 9/11, which is unfortunate. My boss at work was born on the same day. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm old. Let's just get it out the window. Let's just get it up front, up clear now. I'm old. Stop going on about it. I'm an old man. It's fine. It's fine. I'm an old man. Let's move on. Exactly. Mid-80s. To be fair, I did say before, didn't I? I did say I was born in the mid-80s. And I was born literally in the mid-80s. True. True, dude. True. I think I'm older. Yeah, this is such a strange hobby. The one sad thing for me on YouTube, the analytics is I can't remember exactly. It goes something like 18 to 24, and then it goes 25 to 34. So I've now literally gone into the next bracket on the YouTube analytics. So every time I see it, I'm like, it's upsetting. It's upsetting. But it's okay. It's okay. It's upsetting. It's okay though. It's okay though. I'm not bitter about it at all. I'm not bitter about it in the slightest. What are we doing? So weirdly, I think PDF templates, you can probably get PDF templates for anything if there's measurements involved. You'll be fine. I know, I'm not too old. I'm just messing about. Well, I am old, but I'm not too old. I'm not like some of you guys, Steve. A young whippersnapper in comparison. You know what I realised though, because Willow's been born this year, basically when she's 35, when she's my age, I'll be 70. Ooh, that's upsetting. Oh, sorry, I'm drinking this incorrectly. Sprite. I just need a refreshing moment. So good. I do sort of... no, I'm not... This isn't specifically because of you, Perkins. It's not meant to be an insult, but I do wonder if wargaming as a hobby is becoming more and more old in terms of like the populace, probably because of the pricing. That new Games Workshop tech list, which is like £105 before you use a discount and get a discount from Element Games, link is available in the description. £105 for one model. Ooh, damn! There you go. Now, how would you drink that if you were 10 years younger? True. 4.5 months. 4.5 months older than you. Don't forget. Oh, I mean, Steve, we're practically the same bloody age. Here I am thinking you're going to be an old man. There you go, Layboy. There you go, Raymond. I've learned my lesson. No, I know a lot of people at my age in the hobby. I've fought in a few ways, not all together. Oh, that's good. I mean, can I ask what games you play? Is it mainly 40k? I'm curious about that. And do you feel like maybe you're at risk of getting priced out of the hobby? And I think, in one sense, that almost makes sense because a lot of my terrain is aimed at being sort of cheap and easy and stuff like that. I'm trying to appreciate that a lot of people are spending a lot of money on the actual models. Therefore, you sort of want the terrain to be quick and easy and cheap, so that makes sense. 40k and D&D, perfect. That's exactly the kind of terrain I'm making in the channel, Ben. So when I get to the D&D, you'll be there. You go. The answer is yes. There you go. So that ain't that interesting. So I do worry though that Games Workshop will simply just price the younger generation out of the hobby. Like it's insane. It's insane. So some of the pricing is insane, but they're making a shed ton of money, so it is what it is. I find that working on terrain I find more interesting, so I end up buying a lot less gaming stuff. Yeah, Seb, to be fair, like I really enjoy the terrain rather than, say, painting miniatures. I sort of, personally, I like two things, and that's the game and the terrain. I'm not really bothered about the miniatures for whatever reason. I don't get excited about them, I just sort of want them painted and done. We just have slow progress than adults. It fits with my painting speed, so it's fine. I'm dead slow. I found that your channel when the price for to be fair, like buying terrain is so damn expensive. R&D on the D&D for the C&D. Wait, what's C&D? C&D? Command and destroy. But yeah, like even, and we spoke about this once before, and I don't think you were here, Raven, but like even MDF kits, once you buy, 10 of them, you've paid £100+ $100+ or what have you. So even cheap MDF kits are expensive if you buy enough to fill a table. If you're just going to buy the odd one or two, it's fine. I mean, for X-Wing, you can only really do asteroids, I think. Well, they have now done those gas clouds, haven't they, for X-Wing? But I haven't actually... let's have a look at that. Let's write that down. I'll put that under Steve's idea. X-Wing terrain. They've got, like... I want to say plasma. I forgot what it's called. Plasma. It does something. Cheap and durable. Okay, there you go. Plasma... I tried doing asteroids once before when I did on the Legion channel. Oh my god, they really pissed me off. For whatever reason, I just hated them. I just couldn't get it to a point where I was happy with it. Gas cloud. I'm going to put plasma gas. Not 100% sure how to do a gas cloud. I guess one interesting way you could do that. Or do I reveal my idea there? I'm not going to reveal that. I have an idea. Dun dun. I just got a pack of 6 MDF buildings. Oh, that's good, Joseph. What kind of buildings are they? 40k. But 30 quid is... I mean, I'm actually interested in that because that is good. That's good value. Right, that's £5 a kit. ish, £6 a kit, whatever you want to say. But you know, £5 a kit, £5 a kit. Sorry, I was doing 6 times 6 in my for whatever reason. That's really good value, to be fair, Joseph. So there you go. The 40k table size has gotten smaller. See, the weird thing, sorry, just to go back to this 6, for 30 quid, you could have an absolute shed ton of foam board. Now, you would have to make it yourself, true, and it wouldn't quite look as good, true. But I reckon for the same kind of price in terms of foam board, you could probably get 20 buildings, something like that. So it's good value, and the quality of MDF kits are generally generally better, and it's sturdier. But I think sometimes you have to offset some things in terms of concept. The 40k table size has gone small, so maybe they will need less terrain. Yeah, but they did make terrain more important, so that's interesting as well. And to be fair though, if you've got a 6x4 mat, you're just going to play on the 6x4 mat. You don't have to mark it down. Well, maybe some people will, but there you go. Card mat and foam balls and paint. Wait, what's this for? That wasn't going to be my method, Steve, but that's not a bad method. But I feel like you need a pretty dense table. Yeah, John, I agree. What is 30 quid in USD? Probably about $35, maybe. The exchange rate has been bonkers at times. Like, it used to be that like £30 would be $60, but now it's almost the same. So for example, the Xbox, by the way, I realize it's a completely mental swap. The Xbox Series X, by the way, what are they doing with their name? What are they thinking? And I'm getting annoyed. The Xbox Series X is $299. In the UK, that's going to be £250. And I think the Series X, that was the Series S. The Series X is going to be $499, and approximately, maybe like £450. So it's almost the same these days. So I don't even bother like converting in my head. I just sort of leave it about the same. But yeah, using a 6x4 marker allows for some space to store that. Yeah, you can do that if you're going to have it marked. I just feel like I'd just play on the 6x4 if it was me, but it is what it is. And PlayStation are coming out with their pricing tomorrow, by the way, for anybody's interested in the PS5. Not that anybody is. Close combat armies Steve said you need more line of breaking army. Johan says close combat armies like dense terrain shooty armies have long open fire lanes. The true trick is to mix. Yeah, so you need a combination of the two, for sure. Makes sense. Microsoft naming people get the drugs that make you uncreative. Oh, I mean, you've got the Xbox One X. Then you're going to have the Xbox Series X. Are we then going to see the Xbox Series One X? I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. I mean, I just don't understand. Just went near a construction site. Is there a video using real bricks already? At home? Wait, you want to use real full-size bricks on terrain? It'll look completely insane. It just won't look like the right scale at all. Basically, the only thing that you could do is make is like little small stones. But generally, you can't really take full-scale building materials and use them as miniatures. You can do stuff like sand and little stones and stuff like that, but you're not going to be able to take like a brick and build a table of brick. I mean, I actually saw one video that may have done that, but I don't think in general you'll do that. The MDF kits were plainish, Adobe style, North American style buildings. Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, it's a sturdy set of stuff to make. I'm not like slagging off MDF kits. Even the plain ones, they're pretty damn solid, and you can always like put sand on them and they're unlikely to warp and all that kind of stuff. It's just you just have to consider the alternatives and stuff like that. You could buy little foams and red like clay here. I don't know. Or construction type, you can do scale bricks from cement and plaster with a foam cast of 28mm size bricks. I've never properly used super realistic construction materials. The only other thing that I ever use from like a construction site would be like, is it called sharp sand? What's it? It's got another like mixed aggregate sand, just what you can use for your basing for your terrain. What else can you get in a construction site? don't know, plaster of Paris. Oh, well, it's not plaster of Paris, but like a better casting plaster than plaster of Paris. I will make some of them Cyberpunk. Yeah, I'm very interested in, by the way, Cyberpunk 2077. Is that what it's called? It costs like $40, and they're a different form. That's interesting. Dirt makes good dirt. True, Raymond. Just make sure that you bake it. We've had that conversation. Got to get it baked. Got to get it baked. Yeah, so I didn't actually technically finish what I was going to finish because I would then need to do some maths, and I'm not sure I can be bothered doing the maths. But basically, I'm gonna. I have crashed something. I'll tell you that for sure. What? 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 Don't know what I did there. It is what it is. Like this. I'll search that, Wapiti, just out of thinking. Wapiti. Sorry, I always feel like I butcher your name. You're saying some increasingly foreign words, but I will search them. See what we get. I know you can't see what I'm looking at, so I do apologise, but there's no point me swapping between. Oh, little like wooden bricks. Nice. I actually really like those. They're cool. True, wrecking the stream. My boys brought a pirate plaster brick builder set from an art shop, but it was more expensive than just buying cheap plaster. Yeah, I think that's the problem. Whenever you buy stuff like in art shops or whatever, you think, oh, I can use this for something else. Really, the cost of it is generally not worth it. The dirt in my area turns a greyish colour when fully dried out. You could, in theory, mix pigments with it, but I honestly probably don't think it's worth it. You better just paint in it. Probably. But, yes. What? Oh, there we go. Okay. So, what I would then do is I would group these. So I'm going to have basically two... Why is this not working? There we go. So I'm going to have essentially two printouts, sadly, for the rims. So that'll be one. That'll be the other. And there'll be the rims on each side. Then what I actually need to do is the dimensions of the box, and I can't really be bothered trying to work that out right now, to be fair. So it is what it is. Yeah. Let's have a look at, because I mentioned it before, let's have a gander. It's not what I'm trying to look at, I do apologise. Let's have a look at, Tabletop Workshop. Book. I don't know what we're going to get here. Oh, they actually do kits as well. Literally didn't know they did kits. I'm very intrigued. So I don't know if the sound is on. Oh, what am I getting an advert for here? It's super easy to use. Guys, it's super easy to, whatever's just... This is an ad for brush your teeth in less than 10 seconds. It was created by a well-known... I mean, this has got me because I've got terrible teeth. Oh, you don't want all this mess. This is an ad that's got me interested. You don't want all this mess. Oh, I'm bored. Well, it reminds me of Arrested Development because I've got a 3D printer. Okay, I'm sorry, it was boring. So they're making a book. This is the book they're making. I gotta go. It's been simple. Thank you, Raymond. Just to say, I realise that this stream is absolute nonsense. You know, I know like Mel the Terrain Tutor and people, they do like serious streams, and then here I just come along and I'm like, Americans should stop using the imperial system. Y'all better stop using the imperial system. So I completely understand this is madness. It's absolute madness. But thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. But yeah, I'm honestly, I think I probably do need Adderall. I am like a kid who's got like ADHD. But yeah, they're using a hot wire cutter, obviously. By the way, I really like the filming setup. The lights they must be like super cool because it's very bright. The detail on that's insane. But basically, yeah, this is a well, I think they kickstarted it. Yes, they did initially kickstart it. And you're going to get 20 templates. To be fair, I don't want to slag them off, but they've only got 20 templates. So I don't need that many. If I was going to do foam board templates, by the way, that looks really good. Construction sites with cement sewer, planks of wood in stacks, cement. Oh, that's like that would fit Marvel Crisis Protocol. I'm gonna write that down. I know none of you can see what I'm doing, but maybe I should stop streaming and just get Steve to give me the ideas. That actually sounds really good for me. They're doing an Aztec temple. I mean, I shouldn't watch this because I try not to watch other people's videos so I don't look like I'm stealing their ideas. But oh, he's covering that up in I think it looks like a Western building. That's nice. So my point was that basically they're doing a book. So yeah, I'm not gonna steal their ideas, but because some of this you can't necessarily do out of foam board. It doesn't make any sense. Like doing a building like that out of foam board would be very, very, very difficult. So it is what it is. But what's funny is I see them. I don't actually see them using a template. They just seem to be cutting it. But yeah, the wonders that you can do with a hot wire cutter are pretty amazing. I'm very intrigued in this one building. I do apologise. I'm very intrigued how they did this. I'm not interested about misspelling words. I can't spell. It's fine. Let's have a look at this build. What they're using here. Are they using XPS foam? Are they using... No, are they using foam board? Are they using foam board? No. Looks good though, doesn't it? I like it. Oh, they've casted it up as well. I don't speak German, so this is... I don't know why I'm watching this, but it is what it is. Looks good though. Although it's not finished. Is it part 1? Part 2? I don't know. Can't speak German. Could try an old Tudor style, period style house. I would love to see the way you do it. Yeah, so I mean that's a good idea. Let's do. I put tavern, but I will also put like. I'll put D&D house because that's the only way I would end up doing that, rather than say like a specific style. Oh yeah, I really should move into D&D at some point. There's just so many good 40k stuff, sci-fi stuff that I really like doing. So it's just really tempting to just stick with it and do that. But it is what it is. Yeah, so I realized on this stream today that I don't think I could do anything where I need to concentrate. Now that sounds obvious, but I couldn't concentrate on doing my template even if I wanted to because it would require maths and stuff like that, and I can't be bothered trying to calculate stuff whilst trying to keep my mouth yapping away at the same time. I did feel like it would be a little bit difficult. But we spoke about how there's different... If you wanted to ever make your own templates, it's quite easy to do in something like Photoshop or GIMP or Inkscape. Well, I've never used that, but I'm presuming it would be. It is relatively easy to do, especially if you're just going to do like circles and squares and rectangles and that kind of stuff. Really, it's more of a problem conceptually, say, rather than doing it, because I talked about that 45-degree angle, which is my massive pain in the backside. You try making terrain that works in 40... Ooh. Yeah, chaos terrain. I did want to make like a summoning pot, which I guess technically would work for both. Yeah, to be fair, Birkins. And I also like I'm sort of just like feeling out what I'm doing basically, because we did one stream, we've done some streams where I did terrain, so I started making my Necron terrain on stream, and then I quickly realised that I couldn't actually make the terrain because I was yapping all the time. By the way, the light is now flicking because it's fully charged. Just FYI. I wonder if I can get rid of that by making it brighter, maybe a little bit. This video is sponsored by You Know Me. Let's see if I can turn it down now. No, oh jeez Louise. Oh, moving the camera. There we go. Nope, wrong way. That's pretty bright, that is. Can you tell that it's flickering? Oh, you can't really tell on the camera. Doesn't actually make terrain. That's not true, Craig. That's lies. It's partly true, but it's also lies. That's not true, Craig. I don't know who I'm trying to sound like there. But it is true. How about Reaper as a food pie? Yeah, so I mean, Seb, that stuff like that I always find really interesting because I could do so much terrain using the stuff I already have. But one of the reasons I don't do it is because I want everybody to have access to it, like in the UK and the US and stuff like that. So I do put a lot of thought into my materials. So, oh, Craig, how could you go and betray me like that? So the big build is not happening, and I've not really spoken about it. So, the big build is definitely not happening because I can't be asked, right? It's just going to take too long. But I will be doing. I have 2 ideas for industrial terrain. So there is a part of the problem with like sharing stuff too early. In that, I could end up changing my mind or not doing it. So the big build. I mean, literally, I bought all the stuff. You saw me. I bought all the stuff. But I just didn't like anything that I came out of it. So did I show you? I showed you my. I did a little bit of a 3D render for one of my builds. And I'm still planning on doing that, so that'll be the plan. Templates for water tower, landing pad. Oh, to be fair, I really need to do a landing pad. I'll write those down. So there we have it. Anyway, I'm going to stop the stream. I am tempted to go and play Blood Bowl, but I think for today we won't bother. I've got a bit of an headache, hence why I took the paracetamol earlier on today. So I will just call it there. There is a possibility that this stream is getting moved to Sunday nights, just before Mel would do his stream when he comes back. Hope Mel's okay, not heard too much from him obviously at this point, but yeah, so that's the plan. Apparently I've got to take Willow's temperature before bed because she's had a bit of diarrhea. I'd watched the landing pad. Yes, the landing pad. Once I did the walkways, the idea was that I would then come back and do the landing pad. So I sort of needed to get the walkways done. Hey, by the way, for those of you who noticed, I changed some of my thumbnails because they weren't obvious enough. They didn't have my big ass face in them. So there we go. Legion landing pad. I think it'd just be a generic sci-fi pad. Like my walkways are very Legion-esque as well, to be fair. So I think it'd be very relatively generic, so it'll probably look all right. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. It's been my pleasure as always. I'm trying to find the stream so I can make sure I press the end button. Any song requests today? What could we sing? Thank you, Atom. Thank you everybody for watching. It's been a madness as usual. We need a song to play us out, don't we? There we go. Anything related to the stream today? Is there any song where they do a southern accent? Dire Straits. There you go. I've got something for you. Gulty, I do apologise. Yeah, it is what it is. That's a beautiful song, Johan. I'm not gonna lie. So thank you very much for watching. By the way, the only thing I would try and point you to today would be the Facebook group. Let me get a quick link to the Facebook group. Anybody not in the Facebook group should come and join the Facebook group. Post your stuff. Tag me in it if you want to. I love seeing all the stuff. Yeah, let me get a link to the Facebook group. Sultans of Swing. I'm not sure I'm necessarily going to know the words to Sultans of Swing, but thank you very much for watching. Have a most beautiful day. And to play us out is me googling a song and stuff. Yeah, let me Google the lyrics to this song. Does anybody know the words to this song anyway? It's all the down this rolling Dixie, a double fall. Wait, I'm gonna get the words. Although I think it's better without the words, isn't it? Really, to be fair, I was doing a good job. Do you not think? You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, south of the river, you stop and you hold everything. The band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music play. You step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in and out of the rain to hear jazz go down. I'm not 100% sure how the melody goes. The melody goes here. Competition in other places, but the hearts they blow in that sound. Way on down south, way on down south, London town. Check out Guitar George. He knows all the chords. But his rhythm, I wanna make you cry or sing. Bye, everybody. Well, the Sultans. I play Creole. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Goodbye. Have a beautiful day.